let's face it, Adrien is a sad, lonely boy. Let's fix that! Hello and welcome back, my fairies. I am Atsurific, and if you've been around for a few months, you might have seen these faces floating around. For those of you who are new to my channel, first of all, welcome. And second, this is Adriana Agreste, aka Kitty Noir. That's Noir with an E, by the way, and she is my gender-bent version of our beloved Sunshine Catboy, Adrien. But then, one fateful day in April, I had a thought. What if Adriana wasn't a female Adrien? Rather, his twin sister? I know I'm not the only person to give Adrien a twin, as there are tons of fanfics out there where Felix is Adrien's twin brother, but we've never seen him with a twin sister before. And thus, the Agreste twins was born. Were born? Was born? Tenses are weird. Anyways, people were really enjoying the comics on Reddit and Tumblr, link in the description, and I really wanted to explore how different the show itself might have been if we just gotten this from the start. So what we're going to do is break down each episode of Miraculous to see what exactly might have happened if Adrien had a twin sister. And don't worry, I'll be doing my best to keep everyone in character so it's easier to imagine these things happening in the show proper. We're going to go in order the timeline, with origins first, then break down individual episodes. But first, I think we should discuss how the lives of the Agreste household differs up to this point. Adrien and Adriana would be each other's closest friends growing up. I mean, there really aren't too many options available, considering the only other kids they got to interact with were their cousin Felix and their father's friend's daughter, Chloe. Adriana's feelings towards Chloe are about the same as Adrien's. Since she's their only real friend outside their family, she's still an important friend, but they do both understand that her actions are, well, as Adrien said, she's not perfect, but she's their only friend. As for Felix, well, I get the feeling that Adriana might not be as close to their cousin as Adrien was implied to be. After all, she's Adrien's twin, but since she's a girl, she couldn't really do the whole twin swap thing with Adrien like Felix could, so there would be a bit of jealousy there when they were little. Plus, since girls mature faster than boys, she would also have caught on a little sooner that there was something off about him, especially when he would make passive-aggressive remarks about Adrien. After all, she's the older twin, by about 8 minutes, so she's particularly protective when it comes to her younger brother. One day when they were little, Amelie brought Felix over for a visit. When Felix went to go play with his lookalike cousins, he saw they were playing with dolls. It was Adrien's turn to pick the game that day. Well, when Adrien offered one to Felix so he could join them, their cousin wasn't exactly enthusiastic. Boys playing with dolls? What was he thinking? Felix smacked the doll out of Adrien's hands and said, "Dolls are stupid." And what's sensitive little cinnamon roll to do? Well, he was about to start crying until Adriana took her revenge. Yeah, the adults weren't too happy when they had to pull her off of him. Felix learned an important lesson that day. Do not mess with Adriana. Or Adrien, for that matter, as long as Adriana's around to defend him. Now, the next question is, does Adriana become a model like her brother? Well, yeah, why wouldn't she? In fact, them being twins made them even more popular than before. You know how the media loves their twins, especially blonde twins. They both model and they both study Chinese. But wait, what about fencing? Well, Adriana did learn how to fight, but that was more in lines of learning the basics for self-defense. She doesn't actively practice it like her brother does. Instead, Adriana keeps fit through song and dance. That's right, she's a teen idol. A teen idol? Why are you making your original character so self-important? She's a Mary Sue dislike! Well, now hold on there, don't be so hasty. Yes, we're boosting her up with this, but remember that Miraculous likes to do this with its characters. Marinette's parents run the best-known bakery in Paris. She herself designs for stars like Jagged Stone. She babysits for a famous news icon. Plus, her best friend runs the most popular blog in Paris. And she's classmates with the mayor's daughter, Jagged Stone's daughter, a famous model whose face is plastered all over Paris, and the kid whose robot invention helped bring back the dinosaurs. I don't think Adriana being a teen idol is all that unbelievable. Plus, it might make for some interesting stories, so let's just see where this goes. And how cute and wholesome would it be for Adriana to sing while Adrien accompanies her on the piano? Admit it, you know you want to see that. Now that we've got all that backstory out of the way, let's get into the real meat of this what if. How does each episode change? Let's start with the first day of school. It's been a few months since their mother disappeared, and Adrien and Adriana decided that they want to go to a real school and finally make some real friends. They sneak out of the house and have almost made it to school, but Natalie and their bodyguard meet them at the gate. Just like before, Natalie reminds them that their father has forbidden them from attending public school, but as they're trying to protest, an elderly man falls down and can't reach his cane. Adrien rushes over to help the man, but he turns around and he sees his sister with Natalie and their bodyguard, looking sad and defeated. Realizing they've been caught, the two return home. "It's not fair," Adriana complains upon returning to the mansion. "We are almost 14 years old. Because remember, their birthday is episode 2. We're not children anymore." "Oh, sweetheart. Yes, you are." "I know," agreed Adrien. "Father's so protective. Just once, I wish he'd let us out of the house and make friends, like normal kids." From here, the story continues on the same as usual, with one small difference. When Adrien finds his miraculous and is told by Plag that he can't tell his father or anyone else about his existence, Adrien questions this. "What about my sister? I've got to at least tell her."
No way! Not even your sister. You can't tell anyone about me. If you did, you'd only put them and yourself in danger.
This didn't really sit well with Adrien. They had no secrets between them, him and Adriana. Even stuff they kept from their father, like Adrien's love of puns and jokes, or even the nicknames that they would call each other in private, Rien and Anna. You know, like Adrien and Adriana. Keeping his new life from Adriana, especially with the two being so inseparable, was not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. The rest of Stoneheart plays out just like the original. They defeat Stoneheart, Adrien starts to fall for Ladybug, and the two manage to make it to school the following day. Chloe, of course, still insists that Adrien sits next to her, which the twins are a bit unsure about, considering that Nina was already sitting there. That means that if Adrien actually sits there, then he and Adriana are going to have to sit separately. Chloe then suggests that Adriana can sit in the empty seat behind her, because if you look closely, Ivan doesn't actually have a deskmate in the show. So even once Lila joins the class, there's still an empty seat there. Adrien thinks about it for a moment and realizes that if Adriana sits with someone else, it might make it easier to sneak off to transform if he needs to. Maybe this will be a good thing. We did want to make new friends.
Fine. If you're okay with it, then I guess it won't be too bad.
Now, what about Marinette and the chewing gum? Well, that still happens per normal. Adriana tries to stand up for Adrien, even getting kind of upset that Marinette would just make assumptions about her sweet brother, but Adrien just tells her it's okay and sits down next to Nino, where the two become friends. We then get the return of Stoneheart, and Adriana is freaking out. There is a giant supervillain on the loose, it just snatched up Chloe, and Adrien is nowhere to be found. Did he go after Chloe? What happened? Feeling helpless, she returns home and starts watching the news. She didn't see anything about Adrien, but she did watch Ladybug and Cat Noir saving Chloe. Well, at least she was alright. She didn't see anything about Adrien, but that Cat Noir... Well, her brother would love him. Imagine all the cat puns! Eventually, Adrien does come home, and she's able to confirm that he's safe and unharmed, but something about his excuse for where he went didn't sit right with her. She couldn't place her finger on it, but something just didn't feel right. Did he lie to her? No way. They tell each other everything. There's no way he'd lie to her about something like this. She was just being paranoid, that was it. She was probably just jealous that she didn't get to sit with him in class, but he was right. They needed to make other friends. That feeling would go away once she stops being so clingy, right? Right? Well, for now, it's best to just focus on school and pray they don't get seriously busted for disobeying their father. Fortunately for them, Natalie is a better parent than Gabriel could ever hope to be, and manages to convince him to let the twins continue to go to school. Adrien and Marinette make up, with Adriana watching over from afar, and Adrien gets a double dose of Adrianette shipping, where just after Plag makes the comment about them being lovebirds, Adriana makes nearly the exact same comment once Adrien gets into the car. Just friends, huh? she'd tease. Really? Because that looks like a scene straight out of a romance novel, if you ask me. Adrien chuckled and playfully nudged his sister. Come off it, will you? They had a good laugh and returned home, and that is where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? Do you like these changes? How do you feel about Adrien having a sibling around to help drive off the loneliness? Will he be able to keep such a big secret from her? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos from me. We do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, including playing video games, we do art, and I'll sometimes talk about cartoons and anime. So if you enjoy that stuff, then be sure to ring that bell icon and never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.